wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
He's still spending a lot of old money.
We got the pen. Garrett, welcome, brother.
What's up, baby?
How are you,
going?
King?
What's happening?
How is those publishing checks nowadays, man? They still rolling on time and
Getting bigger and bigger, man. You know what I'm saying? Life is getting better.
I
My
really
mom used to always say, you learn a lot, you live long enough.
no, I always do wonder about that, just the whole writing aspect, because I know, that's what people like seem to live forever and make money forever off if they, own the rights to the songs.
Yeah, and like, the catalog is nice.
Is it better now or before with streaming? Is streaming affected in a negative or positive way with
Nah,
streaming?
it's much better now
Really?
because it's like, I don't know if you guys know, but last year, actually, the biggest streaming music was catalog music. So a lot of the recurring, catalog records are really streaming up.
So a lot of the older stuff that you produce are coming back up on the charts and people are streaming them like crazy.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's just like, I was really fortunate to work with some of the greatest, right? From Beyonce's to Check Up On, Get Me Bodies, the Chris Brown's Run It, Give Me That, the Yes, number 14 song on the greatest hits of all time Hot 100 list.
Wow.
Britney Spears.
Britney Spears, Mary J. Blige, Enough Crime, Pussycat Dolls,
Everybody.
Fergie,
Not a
London
game.
Bridge.
Listen, I want to talk about Britney Spears for a second because you know her or knew her pretty well, working with her.
Yeah.
I know she was coming out of rehab also. You were around for all of that. So what are your thoughts when you see everything happening with her conservatorship and what's been going on with her parents and sister?
Well, I mean, I've always really liked Britney. I felt like she was one of the hardest working, artists I've been around. I mean, she definitely took her craft very seriously. I mean, I can't really speculate on her, like her parents. I know it's probably complicated, you know what I'm saying? It's like, mental health is tricky, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know her particularly that deep to probably speculate on how that should work.
Did you have to deal with her dad at all or her mom?
Nah, you know what? I had a really great experience with her. Like, she just would come in, man, and just, she was pretty bubbly and she would work hard. You know what I'm saying? I had a good time working with Britney, though. I love working with her, actually. A lot of the artists earlier in my career, I feel like a lot of the artists took their craft really seriously. You know what I'm saying? They were way more dedicated to, like, the work. I mean, Usher, Chris Brown, them people 13 hours in the mirror. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it was harder to get in the game back then. So being that it was so hard to get in, those people really took it serious once they got in. Like being signed, being a celebrity meant something back then.
Yeah, it really. And so now, looking at it now, like everything is so much easier for me because I've seen it. I've seen it, and I understand now. A lot of the crazy part before I just didn't know, but I was I'm very thankful.
What didn't you know?
I mean, I just didn't know the people, right? Like the crazy thing about, it was like my first song. Like my first 10 singles were like Hot 100 number ones. Like, so Sierra's Goodies was my second record. Beyonce's Check Up On It was the third one. Soldier, Lose My Breath, T-Shirt, Girl, all them songs.
So you just thought that's the way it was?
Yeah, I was just like, I was working on adrenaline for real. Like it was almost it was very competitive, like extremely competitive, and so I was dead serious. That's why, y'all probably gonna ask me this. So, but just like the verses, like that shit was dead serious. I was dead serious.
Yes, you
were.
Yeah, I was dead serious.
Was you on anything during the verses?
Nah, man. I had two root canals that day. And by the way, so like
it did look like your face hurt. There was one.
Yeah, man. I had two root canals, and I really, as y'all know, or some people may have forgotten, like we kind of popped Versuz off, like for real, because it went viral.
Yeah.
We went into this. I was holding my phone like we didn't have the budget.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
You
So-
versed the
I
dream
feel like some people
very
need
early on.
do-overs from the beginning because
Yeah,
it's so
like-
different now.
But that was
Yeah.
the first one that was like a real versus. Like it was
Yeah.
a competition. Like they was taking this shit serious,
Yeah,
not
it
some
was
friendly
dead
shit.
serious. Like, shit, I don't be playing no games with that, with the work or, and me and Dream always competed, So it's sports to us, you know what I'm saying? So it was take your head off, like dead serious.
Now you said you feel like artists don't take it as serious as the artists back then. Why do you think that?
Well, I just think that like it's I always try to explain to artists that, hey man, this is for your life. So, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to give you as much as I possibly can so I can help you see what it is that I got a chance to see. And the blessing is giving it away, right? I always look at it as an opportunity to give people what I was blessed to be able to do, right? And a lot of times I don't think artists really understand that hit song is so necessary for putting food on the table for your family for the rest of your life, right? And it shit ain't a game. Like it's dead serious. And it's like, you 22 right now, you know what I'm saying? But when you 32 and you trying to figure out what happened,
That's right.
this is what you will reflect on. You know
Man,
what I'm
now
saying?
Rogers makes $1 million off of We Are Family every year still to this day. Over $1 million off that one song, We
Yeah.
Are Family.
Yeah. Like, publishing is the truth.
So let me ask you this about publishing deals, because we see all these right now. People have been like selling off portions of their catalog and for like huge numbers, and you have an amazing, crazy catalog. So is there a benefit for you to do that, to do a publishing deal? And
Yeah, because depending on like you got to really understand the law, right? You're gonna get it back. You know what I'm saying? So it's real estate, right? It's really real estate.
You letting people lease it, really.
Yeah,
Right.
you're gonna get it back if you figure out, if you know what you're doing.
so you get a nice big chunk at once that you can do whatever with, and then eventually when you recoup that money and whatever, you get it back. Is that
Well,
or
like
is it a
in the
period
law,
of
it's like
years?
30 and 33 years,
Okay.
right? Like, so if you sell it, like in America, it's 33 years. It'll come back to your family. But the good thing about it, like when I never really, to be honest with you, I never before I even woke up and realized what I was doing, I had damn 30 number ones.
Right.
Because I never really looked at it about making money. I just really love, I'm very passionate about working and building and growing and helping others. Like, I hate to sound cliche-ish, but I really love it. I love the art of, like, a lot of people say, well, damn, why don't you keep that song for yourself, Sean? It's like, in due time, that's that's there too. You know what I mean? I'm an artist. I was an artist from day one. You know what I'm saying? But being a hit maker is something that's very, it's not an easy job.
How do you evolve as a producer? You see some producers, they come strong, then 5 years, their sound is taken, and then you don't hear from them anymore. So how do you evolve as a producer to continue to make new sounds and new music and new styles and new trends?
It's a good question, Envy. I you know what? Actually, it's like, I was really fortunate because the way my parents taught me, just as a human being, the way of thinking, really helped me understand. Like, I look at the end first, right? So I look at where I want to be. I look at, what my end result is. So I approach everything from that perspective, right? So everything that I'm actually entering, it's something that I've already thought out, right? And it's like, this is how I want this to actually happen. Does it happen all the time? No. But if you aim high, right? And so the goal is, I plan on not being I don't do the same song ever again, right? I'm never trying to recreate the same song. I'm never trying to recreate something I've done already. There's laws, right? It's like the law of science, the law of gravity. There's laws, right? And so when it comes to like merchandising or marketing, I look at everything just like Nike do, right? And it's just like, when Nike come out with that new pair of sneakers, they're not gonna come out with the same shit that everybody's seen already. It's gonna be new, and the way they present it, it's gonna be in a way where you're like, oh shit, I gotta get it. You know what I'm saying? And so I just kind of look at music the same way, right? I'd approach it from that perspective. Like, the Summer Walker project is something that was completely off the grid for me, which was a very interesting and a great opportunity.
What do you mean when you say off the grid?
Because Summer's a very different type artist, right? Like, she's not she's not as progressive as a lot of the artists I've worked with. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's very
To herself?
yeah, very to herself, very
Doesn't do a lot of the traditional things like
yeah,
press and all of that stuff.
yeah,
like that.
she has her own
But
way
we are
of
so excited for her album.
Yo, the album is incredible, y'all. Like, I'm really excited about it as well. I got a chance to be the album executive producer on there, and thanks to my brothers like LVRN. You know, like, I always try to do things that are meaningful. Like, LVRN represents us, right? And so that's 5 brothers from, you know, HBCU schools, right? They all came together, and I just thought it was just such an amazing, it's amazing that 5 brothers could actually work together, right? And build a company, right? And be able to share, you know, the ups and downs, and it's hard business, right? And so that's one of the reasons why I'm so compassionate about this project. And at the same time, getting a chance to know Summer. A lot of people told me at first too, like, she was, yo man, you know, she's gonna be difficult to work with, or, you know, she doesn't this or she doesn't that. No, I actually had a great time working with her. I mean, she wasn't.
I'm sure you've heard that about other artists before.
Yeah. You know, you hear that.
Especially with women. They do that with women a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I you know, I think that's bullshit too. Like, I don't really like. I'm sure people say shit about me, but, you know, I have to see it myself. You know what I'm saying? And so I really had a great time working with her, and you know, some things like the first single. You know, y'all
X
may have,
for a reason.
Yeah, y'all may have heard that she did.
A lot of people didn't like that. They didn't like that. The internet didn't like that. They was like, this isn't Summer sound.
Yeah, but see, they gotta. Well, you know, we were trying to build her audience too. You know what I'm saying? She had already peaked in urban, so, you know, I get that everything y'all want on the album, it's on the album. Trust me, the shit is on there. It's a
Just
great.
heard a preview.
Yeah, you know, but we gotta also build. You know what I'm saying? I mean, those guys got a budget. They got to pay money back. You know what I'm saying? Like, got to keep the lights on.
I always wonder about stuff like that when people say, you know, you got to branch outside of urban, which is black, right? Because to me, Usher, those albums were super R&B.
X for
you know what I mean?
X for a reason is black. That's black. You know what I mean? It's that picture X for a reason though.
So what do you mean when you say branch out of urban? Like, what did y'all do differently?
Well, it's like, we didn't. You know, a lot of people, I guess, you know, her fans are so enamored with her, right? Which is a beautiful thing, right? It's a beautiful thing to build that type of thing. But at the same time, you know, like, she came out as that type of artist, but you got to grow, right? And so, you know, there's only so many urban stations, right? But how many rhythmic stations are there at iHeart, right? And, you know, that's a lot. It's a lot of stations, right? And I mean, you know, what's happening in Japan, what's happening in London, what's happening in, I mean, she's a global artist. She should be. I mean, we want her to win Grammys. We want her to be nominated for Grammys. You know what I mean? Her last album was amazing and it wasn't nominated. Like, that's bullshit.
Isn't black music the global culture right now, though? Like, our sound, our style is being taken from everybody. Even those rhythmic stations, the artists on there are making, like, R&B records, hip-hop records.
Well, I think sometimes people misunderstand the idea of growing, right? It's not like you're selling out. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying it's like we are. Yeah, that's the point. We are the culture, right? And so we also have the ability to translate outside of our hood.
That's right.
Right? And so that's the same thing you guys have been able to figure out, right? It's like you all have this amazing show. It's well balanced. You know what I'm saying? And it's translated and in and outside of where we grew up. You know what I'm saying?
When you say balance, it's about being who she truly really is, but also being able to expand your sound.
Exactly. And it wasn't like we're trying to change. You know, we knew going in at, you know, they hear the first song, they're like, oh my God, you guys don't wreck the ship. No, it's like, nah. And then when everybody saw the video, it's like, oh shit, like we really, okay. And so then, you know, when you hear the album, it's going to make sense. You're going to be like, oh shit, because that, can I curse?
Yeah.
That bitch your ex for a reason though is an anthem it's an empowering song for women, right? Because she's checking the guy, she's checking the ex, she's checking the new chick and any other chick that maybe.
See, you know why people love that from Summer Walker too? It's because we've seen so much of her life play out on social media. Point. So it makes it more relatable because you listen to it and you're like, I know exactly what
Who
she's
she talking- yeah,
about,
yeah.
who she's talking about. And I think that's important. That's part of the reason why people can't wait for this album, because she went through a very public breakup. She's moved on. She's happy in love with somebody else. And so we don't know where it's going to take us. But we think about some of those albums that, like, you know, people still love Toni Braxton just because of what she was going
Mary J.
through.
Blige.
Or Amy Winehouse or Mary J. Blige, right. And those
And
things
that's
mean
why
a
it's,
lot.
and that's such a great point, Angie. It's like people, like our people got to be patient too. Like y'all, like that's what I don't like about social media. It's like everything got to be like right now. You
Right
got to
now.
see everything. I'm like, damn, give it a minute. Let the shit roll out. Let us roll out the, you know, let her roll out her play, right, or her plan. But it was great, man. It was it's like, I think this is probably one of the best R&B albums.
That's big
in the
coming
last-
from you.
Hey, I'm really
You know why I trust you
Excited.
though? I trust you because you're from Atlanta. Because it's something about Atlanta where you could take the most hood, ghetto, gutter person and they become an international superstar. I don't think there's any other city that does it as well as Atlanta.
You know what? It's a good point. It's our parents. It's our parents, man. It's like the thing about Atlanta is like we're from the clay, like we're from the dirt for real. And everybody there it's a different type of struggle, right? Because like in Atlanta, it's like we knew Dr. King. You either knew Dr. King or you knew Dr. King's spirit, right? The spirit of Dr. King is in the water. And what I mean by that is like we've been fighting a different fight. We've been fighting a different fight. It's more than a cultural fight. You know what I'm saying? It's it's an integrity fight, right? And that's why, you know, you talk to any cats from Atlanta, Thug, Tip, 3 Stacks, Big Boy, Dallas Austin, Jermaine Dupri, all of us are just very sound in referencing where we from. Because we've been told, you know, we had to say the South got something to say. We had to say that, right? And people come to Atlanta and they enjoy life on a different level because we have integrity, right? There's just certain shit we're not gonna do. It's just a code. It's a code. And some of the codes that are being broken, that ain't people from Atlanta. Those are people that we have allowed to come to our city and enjoy the fruits of our labor, right? And enjoy us being able to get along with each other. You know, we fight hard, like we go hard. Like I don't hate Dream, you know what I'm saying? That's still my brother. You know what I mean? I still love Dream because but me and Dream are pit bulls, you know what I'm saying? So he gonna stand up for what he on, I'm gonna stand up for, he from Bankhead, you know what I'm saying? I'm from County Road. So we all have this integrity that the only reason that I would kind of get a little upset with him was because we gotta keep our standards high, right? And we know they always looking at us like we're less than a little bit. I don't know, for some reason we kind of feel like that, but at the
Even still now in Atlanta, you think?
I mean, I don't think we feel like that. We ain't never been like we definitely ain't no wimps. You know what I'm
Atlanta
saying?
been the mecca of black music for at least 25 years at this point.
But it's almost
Probably
like
more.
when you go to other cities, it's like New York City, right, is a powerful city. And hey man, let's be honest, like shit, New York is like y'all want it back. I know y'all want it back. Y'all want the ball back.
I'll
I'm
tell
from
you one
South
thing,
Carolina,
though.
sir.
Nah, but I'm saying I was kind
They
of
from
I was kind of. I'm gonna tell you what I meant. Let me tell you what I
I
meant.
think artists are broken everywhere, but one thing about Atlanta, and I travel everywhere around the country, is Atlanta is the only place that I've seen where it's black excellence, where there's rich brothers, there's rich sisters, there's middle class, and there's poor, and it all
And we
circulates
all-
with each other.
we still
You see what
rock
I'm
with each
saying?
other,
With
yep.
New York, you don't see that.
Yeah.
New York is, you got poor over here, and you don't see a community where there's a lot of people with money in
Yeah,
New York.
yeah.
You know what I mean? You see sprinkles. You see this one lives in Jersey, but his next door neighbor is white. In Atlanta, you have a whole neighborhood where it's just a bunch of brothers that are doing well.
Yeah.
But then you have businesses that we own. You don't see that in Atlanta, in New York. It's very far and few.
Yeah.
Atlanta, I mean, everywhere I go, when I go to eat, I know the owner.
That's exactly
I know the
right.
manager.
Yep.
I
know-
feel like that in Brooklyn. Everywhere I go, a lot of black-owned
some places in Atlanta, but that's
restaurants and
everywhere in
businesses.
Atlanta. Like you can't name a black club that's owned in New York City. See what I'm saying? Atlanta, I can name 7 of them.
I can't
You know
even
what
name
mean?
a club
You
in New
can't
York
name a-
City.
You can't name a hookah bar. You can't name a strip club. But that's all. But what I feel like Atlanta does is, our community, they hold. They hold.
Yeah,
Here in
man.
New
You're
York,
right.
We don't.
Atlanta's better than New York. You're absolutely right.
I'm not saying that.
The envy said it.
No, I say as far as that, the structure of black excellence, absolutely.
Never seen anything like it. To your point, yes,
Absolutely.
there's a soul in Atlanta that doesn't exist anywhere else. I never thought about
Anywhere
the
else
Martin
in the
Luther King Jr. point, but that makes a lot of
And
sense.
our moms. You look at like Migos. They talking about their mama in their songs. They dead motherfucking serious. I'm dead serious about my mama. Like, I am dead serious about my mama. Like, we all love our moms. You look at JD, his mama's right there with him right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just love what we got, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't
Atlanta
about,
got a lot of transplants too. A lot of people that moved out of different parts moved to Atlanta, had kids in Atlanta, but
Yeah.
Atlanta has a lot of transplants too.
and it has a way of growing on you too. Like, you know, I mean, I feel happy that a lot of people are able to come to Atlanta and raise their children. You know what I'm saying? And send their kids to good schools. You know what I'm saying? Like, my kid go to an all black school. You know what I'm saying? It's a private school and it's cool as hell. It's in the middle of Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I wanted my kid to go to a school that was from his that he lived in the community. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knows what his community looked like. So it's not like he, you know, of course, his daddy does really well, but, you know, he has to have a balance. You know what I'm saying? I had a balance. Like, my dad in the military, you know, growing up overseas and shit, speaking 3 languages and traveling across the world really helped my life. You know what I'm saying? It helped me have a different perspective. No one can ever talk me out my game or talk me out myself or my heart or my feelings, you know what I'm saying, or my personality. And sometimes when people can't control you mentally, they have a problem with you, right? And so that confidence, you know, people say, like, you know, he's cocky. It's like, hell no, I'm not cocky. Shit, do you know what I can do? I can read. You know what I'm saying? I can articulate. I'm very, very clear. I got relationships with, it's like Lionel Richie, you know what I'm saying? Lionel Richie's Lionel Richie because he has touched so many people around the world, right? He can have conversations with different types of people, right? And I grew up in Europe, bro. I grew up around all kind of people, right? And I love all kinds of people, you know what I'm saying? It's not just my people, but I'm able to say to my people, hey, they're doing this over there. This is happening there. These people are making this kind of money over there. Why aren't we doing that, right? And I ain't gotta be toting a pistol and shit to talk to my hood.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm loved everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
And you also have your own label now.
Yeah.
So talk to me about that. You've launched your own record label, Hey Young World Music.
You started
Yeah.
smiling and blushing like you got a new girl or something when she said
Nah, man, I'm excited to talk about that music shit again, you know? That's the beautiful thing about just doing music, man. It's like, you know, it never gets old. It's always, you know, when you're working with new artists, it's another person's dream. You know what I'm saying? You're getting a chance to hopefully have an impact on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think about Chris right now.
Chris Brown?
Yeah, man, like that's probably one of the most impactful artists I ever worked with. Because I'm so proud of him because he went through a lot of shit. But I had the chance to work with him when he was 15, turning 16, and had a humongous success. I think y'all probably remember when he first came in here and did y'all interview him when he did Run It?
No.
No, I was in
When it
South
came out?
Carolina and
No,
I
was at
interviewed him
Hot
on
97.
I
I
interviewed
did.
him on the phone.
You
though.
did.
I did a Hot 97. I brought him to my club that night.
Yes, because I remember.
An underage kid, you had him in the club?
Too. Yeah. If you're an artist, you go in the club as long as you're working. Yeah, he performed Running at the club too. Was I in that video? I was in Back to the Crib. But yeah, he came. That was the first interview he did. This is when
You was in Back to the Crib video doing
Okay,
what?
Video Vixen,
I was
MV.
Back to the Crib.
Doing what?
Joel Santana and Chris.
You was a
Yeah,
video
yeah,
vixen?
yep.
I was a little video vixen, man. I was fly too. But yeah, one of the first interview, Chris.
Yeah, man, that was like, but when, you know, like, that's the point. Like, man, think about that. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was a little kid from Tappahannock, Virginia, man. Like, he had this amazing heart, man. All he would do was just be dancing all the time. And, man, it's just beautiful to look at his life now, man. That kid could take care of his family. You know, he's an impactful artist. He's learned so much. And he's, you know, I just feel like Chris has grown. He's grown so much, you know what I'm saying? To be able to have endured everything he's endured. He's made his mistakes. I feel like he's grown from his mistakes. You know, he's still human, but just the idea of still being at it, still loving it. I could tell he still loves it.
Right.
And I think he's a success story. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely. 100%.
you know, and that's the kind of stuff that that's the shit that really makes me happy. Like, you know, I just want to give back to my community like that. Like whether I never ever do a record with Chris ever again, it don't matter no more because we did Running, Give Me That, Ain't No Way, Wall to Wall. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
I wonder why when artists have that kind of relationship and y'all have that kind of success, why don't y'all always make music? Like if I was Chris, I would always want at least one Sean Garrett record on my project.
I mean, it's in due time. You know what I'm saying? It's like growing. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to give them room to grow too. You know what I'm saying? It's like we kids, and then you grow up and shit. You be like, why you don't go to your aunt Esther house as much anymore? You know, because you kind of get a little older and you start doing shit you want to do. You know what I'm saying? And so I never really like to pressure somebody to, because I think just the idea of that makes, it's almost like, it's like your little brother, like, hey man, you need to come fuck with me, like.
But are you still hungry? Because I mean, I'm sure when you first
greedy.
started, you sending beats to this person. You sending beats. Now it's to the point where it's like, I ain't sending beats no more. I let them call me. Do you still send beats to artists?
Nah, man, I still work with artists, right? Like
There's a
hands
difference. There's a difference. Like, oh, I got this beat. Let me send this beat to whoever.
Well, not Envy, because you know I'm a songwriter producer. You know what I'm saying? So I write them songs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love this shit, man. Man, I be trying to. I'm excited, bro. Like,
what happens when you have to choose who you give a song to? Like, so you might have a hit song, and maybe one person wants it, but so does somebody else. They both heard it. How do you make a decision?
Man, I had that. I remember one time Diddy got mad. Boy, Diddy wanted this song. That Loving You No More. Loving You No More.
Yeah.
Today's Diddy's birthday too, by the way. But go ahead.
Yeah, happy birthday, Diddy.
I thought he did that though.
I did that. I wrote that. Yeah. And man, somebody else wanted it, and he was pissed. Like he was like, "Yo, I never seen him act. I never seen somebody that's so mad."
Who wanted it?
I ain't gonna say.
No, we have to know now.
Yo,
Diddy was pissed.
Absolutely.
Should I tell you?
Yes.
Well, yeah. Okay, so it was Mario. It was Mario wanted the record.
Okay.
And Diddy was pissed. Like he was not having it. Yeah.
That's interesting though. I mean, it's interesting because that says a lot about you. Because a lot of people say, "Let me go with the bigger star. Let me just give the bigger star the record." But Mario's very talented.
No, man. I mean, Breakup was.
Yeah.
Breakup was my song for my album, and so and Mario, man, I'm saying this with the utmost respect. He needed a hit. He needed a hit at that time, and so I decided to share it with him. And I told his manager at the time was Jay Irvin, and Jay Irvin was like, "Yo, bro, I need this record." I was like, "I told you, nigga, before I played it for you, it was my record." Like, but he's like, "Man, I really need this record for him." And I was like, "I'll do a deal with you. We'll share the record." And so, and that's the kind of shit I do, man.
That's a good compromise. You did that with Goodies too, right? Wasn't that for Britney Spears or something originally?
No, Goodies I did specifically for Sierra.
Yeah, I can't see Britney doing Goodies.
Yeah.
Especially after seeing her dance.
There was a song though I did for Britney that I gave to somebody else though. That's probably that might be the
What
mix
song
up.
was that? The publishing checks come in regardless. You can't stop
remember.
that.
You can't remember. There's so many songs.
Yeah, I think that Goodies was like shit. Sierra she was a little baby, man. She was a little girl. And
So when Diddy called you, he screamed like, "You gonna get a record to Mario?"
nah, he wasn't screaming at me. He was screaming at his manager. He was going crazy. Cause I love Diddy. I love all these people, but I'm telling you, I cross the line and shit. I turn into a human. I don't give a fuck who it is. Like, ain't nobody
You gonna talk to me all
disrespect
crazy.
me.
Yeah.
Nah, I ain't. I'm not. But Diddy, my man.
Does Beyonce take reign over anybody? Like when she said, "Nah, I want that."
Oh,
You can't tell Beyonce no.
yeah. I don't be telling B no.
See, that's
Nah,
the one artist you be like, "Look, I'm sorry, I gotta take this
Yeah,
record back."
that's one of them calls you be like, yeah, nah, I ain't gonna be able to do that one. Cause she has done so much for my. That's a good example. I didn't know what they were doing for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I just didn't get it. Like I was
Working.
thankful. I was just working, but
You were
man,
spoiled in a way too, right? Having all those that number one, back to back. You
Breaking
didn't know
records.
you didn't know what the struggle as a songwriter felt like, did you?
That might be a good point. I just know I worked crazy. I just didn't.
What?
What happened?
I was about to, that wasn't you, Envy, that got mad at me one time. It was something. No,
Probably.
that you know what that was.
It probably was. If it was any
Nah,
one of
probably
us,
wasn't
it's
me.
definitely
No, that was my man.
Probably drama.
No, over at Hot 97, somebody that worked there.
got mad at you.
Yeah, because I didn't. They had gave me some beats, and sometimes you don't. You just be moving so fast and shit. It was like,
Give me a
yo, I
moment.
gave you a pack,
Yeah.
and I was like, damn. Oh, damn, you
That
did
wasn't
give me
me.
a pack. But I remember
Probably Clue. No, was it Clue that gave you the beats?
might have been Clue. I don't think it was Clue. I think it was
It was produced back there. It was just me and Clue.
no, man. What's my man?
Enough?
No,
That's all
I'll think of it in a minute.
Okay.
But sometimes you make the mistake of just not being able to get to everything. And I was on the Beyonce point. She gave me so many opportunities. It was just, now that I think about it, think about it, y'all. Like, damn, all them songs, damn, I was like, I went to do, I was only supposed to do Issue the Reason with Destiny Child. That was the only, that was the first song. I thought I was just going there to do one song. And shit, turning to Girl and T-shirt and Soldier and Lose My Breath. And it's just like, then one day she was leaving. She was just she had a movie, she was doing this movie. And she was like, she was just always so sweet to me. But she had this damn movie. She was like, hey, Sean, I got this little movie that I'm doing. This shit was the Pink Panther. She was like, I got this little movie that I'm doing. And we need to do this song for the soundtrack. And I was like, I was just acting like shit, it was normal. But now that I think about it, I'm like, what? That ended up being check up on it.
Wow.
Like,
That's huge.
crazy,
But that
like-
means she trusts you, and that's
That
so
was-
important for artists to have a trust with somebody that they work with.
I remember
I
reading
really-
that you said you owe your career to Beyonce. And
I do.
Jay-Z.
Like, I ain't gonna bullshit. Like, they really, really were very, very, very giving to me. Like, I had to deliver, but at the same time, man, like, they really looked out for me on a number of occasions when I really just didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I was a kid. Like,
Well, what kind of artists are you looking to sign?
I love Angela. You be on your shit. You going back to the so the type of artists that we're looking for are artists that really have the opportunity or have the ability. There's a lot of artists today that don't get the help, right? And
Right.
not monetarily, just the common sense shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Development.
the development.
Yeah, A&R is
you know
dead.
what I'm saying?
A&R is dead.
And nobody's helping them, and so like artists are really struggling too. You know, like the whole pressure from social media is a lot. It's some of these kids are really depressed because I get a chance to talk to them, and this is not the conversation that people hear. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, they're acting as if like, yeah, everybody's just putting their music out and shit, and everything's streaming, and all kind of shit is happening. And that ain't really that looks like that, but there's a lot of these kids that's really having a difficult time because it's like either you have a hit song or you don't. And once you put a record out, the shit don't really work. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And so then what do you do, right? And they having a hard time trying to, stay on. You got the pressure of people clowning you and shit. Saying that your shit didn't work, and it's even worse. Like it's really bad now. People just go online and say anything about you. So what we're trying to do is create this opportunity for the work, the help that the same thing that I would do for an artist like Chloe, like Chloe. Like Chloe's not my artist. But if I had Chloe, I knew exactly what to do. Like I know exactly what to tell her.
What?
I know exactly what kind of song to do. Like exactly.
Really?
Chloe, come get that Sean Garrett
Okay,
record.
I saw y'all with
By the way,
DJ Louis V the other day in Atlanta together.
that was really cool.
I would think Beyonce would put that together. That's Beyonce artist. I would think Beyonce would be like, yo, you need to get with.
Yeah, but I think sometimes she probably, okay. So here's the particulars though. So Chloe is a producer. You know what I'm saying? She's a
got you,
producer.
got you.
So she may or may not know yet. Like she may not know what she's missing yet.
Right.
Not saying that she's missing anything, but I'm saying that's the point. You know what I'm saying? It's like when I go work with someone, I know what to do. like that's what they
I
pay
get
me
what
to
you're
do.
saying. Kind of what they were saying with J. Cole when he was producing his old album. They were like, we want to hear something different than what you produce. I get what you're
Exactly.
saying.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't really say that to them sometimes. It's like, what am I gonna do?
Would you find an artist, because there's a lot of artists out there that are signed to labels that the labels don't know what to do.
That's what they call
You
me
see it
to
all
do.
the time. Would you pick up some of those type of artists that like, oh, I see what the label did brand with you, but I can do this.
Yeah, like I like we like doing partnerships. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's not really about the money. It's just about helping them, like, get to that plate. Like my whole plate now is just to give back. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna do seminars. I want to connect with you guys up here, around the country, putting together, because I really I want them to know what I know, right? Because this is not just about making music. A lot of these kids think it's just about making music. It's about, this is your shot to get into a position of being able to be financially secure enough to make a plan for the rest of your life, right? And you might, let's say for instance, if you know, some
That
people,
ain't clout though, Sean. I want clout. Give me them likes and them retweets and them views. I want to go viral. Money? You talking about money?
yeah, but that's a different type of conversation. That ain't my job, you know what I mean? Like, my job is, you know, I want to be able to give them, hey man, you know, if 3 years, if your window is 3 years, then hey man, I'm not just gonna talk to you about making records. I'm gonna talk to you about, hey man, making you some sort of investments to be able to help you when if the records don't work no more. You know what I'm saying? Or something, because it's just like, that's what we know. We already know that. You know what I'm saying? We can help. What is that? Like,
That's what scares me about this generation, though, because what you're expressing right now is clear motivation on why you're doing something. Some of these kids' motivation is just different because they don't have to actually do anything. They can just look like they're doing something via social media.
and that's the false pretense that they keep falling for, right? And all the people who run these systems, they're just absorbing these people window, and once their window is open, they don't. Once their window is over, they don't know that it's over. It's over. Like they've used you. like yeah, it's over with, and you don't know it's over with. It's almost like they really don't know that, bro. So it's like, that's the part. And it hurts you. Like, for me, this shit bothers me.
Same.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, man, damn. You know, and it's like, and you see him hurting. You see him. Man, that shit is emotional for me, because it's just like, I know. It's almost like you know something. It's you know.
You're
like,
watching somebody crash. You know they're gonna crash, and you're trying to prevent them from crashing, but they're not listening to you.
Like,
I get
damn.
it.
And I'm not trying to seem like a know-it-all. I'm just telling you, like, I just know this. I do know this shit here. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and there's numbers of ways that you can do this, so you can ensure that you're sure that the shit gonna work.
You know what the internet game is right now? It's the crack game. So
Yeah.
it's still kind of new. So everybody think they making money and they balling, but we've seen enough cases to know you're gonna end up in jail, you're gonna end up dead, you're gonna crash and burn.
It's terrible.
It's only a matter of time. It's the 80s. This is literally the 80s crack game right now.
Yeah, this shit is crazy, and it's so addictive. I mean, when you start using words like depression, right? Like, it's a common conversation now. Hey, I'm depressed. What? Why are you depressed? Well, and it's almost like toxic is cool. Like, it's cool to be toxic. Like, what?
And that's what Cardi B was saying the other day when she said a lot of music right now sounds depressing.
I
And
agree.
they got on her ass, but she's right. A
But
lot
they're
of
tripping.
music
Like, I don't give a-
sounds depressing.
That
And
is
kids
because
say
a lot of these kids are depressed. And I think that now they have the language to express what they're going through. Hell, when we was younger, we was going through a lot of that. We had our own traumas and stuff we
I kinda
weren't
feel
dealing
like
with.
what he said, though. I feel like it's cool to say, and they don't necessarily understand the meaning of it. They're just saying it.
Yeah, they don't know. It's not that they just don't know, man. Like, nobody wants to die. Like, fuck out of here. Like, you want to die? Like, you want to die?
Yeah, that's crazy with kids.
Like,
I
come
don't
on.
think they understand the finality of death.
Like, yo, I was looking at watching the today. Remember that kid that was walking down the street and shit with the shotgun, that was killing people.
Rittenhouse?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, Carl Rittenhouse. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm looking at him on the stand. This shit ain't funny now. That boy's scared. Like, that shit that got real. You know what I'm saying? That boy shot 3 people cold. Like, you going to jail.
Maybe.
Like, no, he
Yeah,
going to
'cause
jail.
They
He's
won't
white.
even refer to the people he shot as
Yeah,
victims.
he's white. Maybe.
He going to jail. That boy going to jail, bro. All that shit. Hey, that other boy that went and killed all them kids, killed all those people in
Charleston?
Yeah.
Dylan Roof, yeah.
Boy went to jail.
Absolutely.
But they give him life?
Yeah, he's done.
They tried to give him
I think they
death
gave him
penalty.
the death penalty. Yeah. Question: when you came out as an artist, did it affect you that you didn't necessarily pop off as an artist?
I did pop off. I had a number 1 song.
Really?
Breakup was number 1, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a.
No
that
more.
was
Oh,
a
I didn't know
song.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. It felt like you didn't pop off like, say, The Dream or Neo or other people we know who wrote.
Bro,
They kind of became like
I'm
stars.
like
solo artists?
Yeah, solo artists.
I'm the greatest songwriter alive.
True, but what if, I'm not gonna say that. I don't know, but artist wise, I'm talking about you as an artist.
No, I was being funny and facetious, but at the same time, I'm the greatest songwriter alive
Stevie
of my
Wonder-
generation.
Oh, your generation. Okay, I'm about to say Stevie Wonder's still
Nah,
alive.
I'm
so-
being funny,
All right.
but of this generation, I'm the greatest songwriter of my generation. Period. The point of it is, you cannot eclipse that. What song was I gonna put out as an artist? Because you gotta pick and choose. You can't be it all. And you know what? I don't even enjoy. I enjoy being Sean Garrett. So if I want to put a record out, I go work. If I want to produce, I go work. As long as I'm giving to the people, that's all I care about.
Well, you have the luxury of doing something just because you want to, and because you have so many other different things going on. As like you said, a songwriter, producer. So if you decide I want to do some music just because I love music, you can throw out some music for yourself.
Yeah.
If you
and
so
tour,
choose.
do shows. You know what I'm saying? Like they love me in Europe, man. I can go to Europe anytime. I can go to Japan. I love it. Like it's a great life. But what's more important is helping people, helping these kids, man. Because that's the best. It's the best job ever. And just being able to get with my brothers and sisters and put together things that are gonna be appreciated. And the kids don't necessarily have to thank me now, or they don't have to. They don't know. But we know.
Have you ever been disappointed when you met somebody that you were looking forward to working with and they didn't turn out to be the way you thought they would?
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, it's like that sometimes. But I just look
Would
at
you ever not work with somebody because you didn't like their personality, even if they were super talented?
Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I just don't like nasty people. You know what I'm saying? I try to be the best person I can, and I think that's a good point. I try to work on myself every day too. Working on my skills to be able to be patient. I think you got to be patient with people, and I mean, even y'all, man. Like, I remember the last time I came. I mean, I think you guys have just really, congratulations to y'all, number one, but you guys have settled in to your life, and congrats to you and all of y'all, man. Y'all just doing some really amazing things, and
Thank
I think
you, Ken.
that people respect y'all. You know what I mean? The most important thing I feel is people respect what you all are doing, right? And that's what I said. The integrity. It wasn't cool to write songs, you know what I'm saying? You're a songwriter, what the fuck that is, but. They got to
see them checks.
They got to see in that business. That shit get real different quick. You know what I'm saying? And it's so I feel even more empowered. I'm a guy that came from behind the scenes, right? And bigger than what?
Do you
What
feel
talking
like
about?
you represented yourself well in Versus? A lot of people say they don't feel like you represented yourself well.
I don't care what they say. I had to hold my damn phone. They ain't paid me yet. Oh yeah, hold on. By the way, they did pay us. we own. We're owners.
Oh, Triller.
Yeah.
The Triller thing.
But and I wanted to say I love Swizzy and Timberland, and thank you all so much. And I love Dream. I mean,
Would you want to do it again? I mean, 14
I think
number
I
one
need to do
hits
it
on the
again.
Billboard Hot 100, 52 number one hits on Billboard Urban Charts.
I have to do it again.
You
the
know
right
what I
way.
mean?
The
I
clear
feel
way.
like they don't want me to I be feeling like they don't want me to turn up though. I be I'm from Atlanta, man. I've been trying to turn up.
But to be on stage and get people
I
to
think I
come
need
out
to
and
do
do
it
this, it's a
Man, I
whole
couldn't even
different
play. I
vibe
still
now.
had 20 more in the clip too, just so we clear. All right, so let's just be
You
clear.
didn't
Did
do
you
Dream. Who would you want to do next? If it wasn't Dream, who would you want to do next that you think can see eye to eye at you as far as songwriting and
I feel like there's a four-way thing y'all could do.
And they wouldn't even let me go crazy. Man, I wanted to go, man, I would Khaled, so I want anybody. Anybody.
I would like to see songwriter versus. I'd like to see you versus Neo versus Jonte Austin versus Dream.
Yeah.
Versus JD.
I
JD a
think
beast,
man,
though.
JD would be a good battle. That'd be a good
You think
battle.
you fuck with JD catalog?
Man.
I don't know.
Hey, man, y'all better
Respect
go pull
your
my
OG,
y'all-
Pete.
respect
Respect
your
your OG.
Hey, are you right? Yeah. Yo, shout out to my man JD. Nah, hey, you know what? JD actually, he's not gonna spank me, Envy. He's not gonna spank me. Nah, I'm just funny. Nah, JD, man, JD hard. Like JD actually, boy, I don't know. That would have been a good one with JD and Puff.
It would have
Puff
been. It would
said
have been
that he
better
can't-
than people think it would be.
Man, JD got some bombs.
The only thing I would say is like I would want it to just be R&B and remixes. I wouldn't want no hip hop in that one because I feel like hip hop gives Diddy the advantage in a big way.
Yeah, he got them cultural records that, like, you know, you
Yep.
play Biggie shit. It's just like,
Yep.
oh, like, yeah. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Yeah, man. But JD is just really amazing though. He really is. He really is good. He's good. And so is Puff, man. Like they just do two different things. Like you said, maybe that's why did y'all think that would have been a great
JD and
If they
Puff?
did R&B and
No.
remixes, no. If they do R&B and remixes, they
Yeah.
at the hip hop
No hip hop.
gives Puff
I
a
would
real
just say
advantage.
this: when it comes to both of them and verses, their catalog is so extensive. It really would depend on the songs they picked against each other.
Because they
that's
only give you
what
20 now.
verses
They give you
is.
20.
They give you 20,
but-
so it really would depend. Because some people have their own personal favorites,
Right.
And then there's the mass favorites, and there's two different things. Like I'm sure there's songs that are near and dear to you.
That's another
Okay.
thing too. Yeah, because I was like, people was shitting on the idea of like crisscross, but I'm like, yeah, that's funny, but I'm like, crisscross rocked the fucking world. Like,
did. They
I don't
did.
know what.
And it's like what you put against that too that really matters. So it's just a strategic.
Yeah,
Just the thing with Puff is you think of Puff, just think of Biggie's whole catalog. You know what I mean? You think of Mace's early
shit,
catalog.
ooh,
You
yeah.
think of the Locks, the catalog. You think of some of Black Rob stuff and some of Diddy stuff. So hip hop is unfair in my opinion. But R&B and writer, that's where I think is a good lane for those two.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think I would love to see Diddy and Dre.
Let
That's
me
what I
ask
would
y'all
love to
what's more important. Number ones are cultural hits.
see. Cultural hits.
Yeah.
Cultural hits.
A lot of cultural hits that
Cultural
never
hits.
will
Cultural
have
hits.
been number one.
And Versus should show us that. You know what I mean? Versus has shown us that a lot of these people who got these big number one records, I don't care that it was a number one, because you throw on one of these cultural anthems that was an album cut or a club banger, that shit smokes it.
Well, what
You know,
means more to you?
I knew you was gonna ask me that. Shit. For me, it's numbers. Those number
Think
ones.
I mean, you seen it with the Locks
Hell yeah.
and Dipset. You think of how many records that Dipset had on radio. And the
Nah,
Locks-
but number
Locks played
ones.
street records.
But number ones are different.
You can see it
Envy.
Nelly and Ludacris too.
that Nelly and Luda was a very, you could really see
Nelly
it.
had a bunch of number ones, but Luda has them hits that.
So
knocking them close.
What do you mean? You mean money wise? If you
no,
talking
I'm
about-
just talking about like like if I pick my if I pick my top 10, if I took 10 of my number ones, I still think they rock the world.
What's your favorite song of all time? Not even just yours, but your favorite personal song.
Usher's yeah.
Usher's, yeah, that was the number one.
Yeah, that rocked the world.
But that was
y'all.
also a cultural anthem. See,
That was a cultural
and see,
anthem,
sometimes
too.
you have those ones that are number ones and cultural anthems, so it's different. That's the difference.
Or like Run It. Cultural anthem. That's the biggest R&B artist in the world.
It is the biggest R&B. That's not his biggest record though.
That is his number one record. Go Google.
That's not his. I don't think that's.
That's his biggest song.
record.
Go Google it.
Okay, Run It is the number one, but if you played like
Run It was number one for people be forgetting this too. It was number one for 8 weeks. You know, yeah, it was number one for 3 months.
so what if you put Usher Throwback versus Chris Brown Run It?
Perfect example.
You know what I mean?
Come on, bruh. Nah,
That's-
you go
that's
go talk
perfect
about
example.
it. No, it's no way.
Usher
You
Throwback?
gonna tell me Throwback is harder than Run It culturally?
Yes,
Are you
culturally.
kidding me?
I-
The biggest. Are you really kidding me?
Yeah.
I
I
just
think
like
Run It was
Throwback.
a bigger song.
It was
What
a
are you
bigger
talking
song
about?
by
But
far.
you're talking
It
about
wasn't big by
personally
far,
what
but
you like.
culturally,
Throwback is fire.
Culturally,
Guys, come on now.
We go. You
Run
play-
It. All the kids grew up like all. Like, are you kidding me? All the girls.
Culturally, I
You might
gotta
be
agree
right.
with-
What?
No,
Come on.
Nah, you might be right.
Charlamagne.
Bro.
Charlamagne.
He probably right around amongst a certain
This is Chris
generation.
Brown, bro.
Nah, you probably
Like
right.
he is the biggest R&B artist of this generation.
All right, I put it-
What are we talking about
all right.
culturally? Hold on. Culturally, he's the biggest artist. His
Yeah,
first song when he was
yeah.
introduced to the world, Throwback? Are you kidding me?
You might be
Bad
right.
Girl, Bad Girl. Bad Girl is bigger than Run It.
No,
Bad Girl was a
bro.
big record too,
No,
though.
What are we
Listen.
talking
When's the last time
about?
you been to a club?
No, I know what you're saying, Envy.
Culturally, when it comes
but
to
see, you
culture,
like
Run It
you're a
is
certain
bigger.
type of like you're a certain type of you like a real like you a dude like you're a real dude. You're
Right.
a DJ. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you were in the Back to the Crib video.
Yeah, you.
Fuck up.
But you know what I mean? Like you like you respect hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about the rest of the
That's
world.
also not fair. I'll say this. It's also not fair to Chris. Because
It's not.
Renner was 15 at the time.
was 15,
you know what I mean?
right.
Because something like Back to Sleep. I think Back to Sleep and The Dawn are the two best R&B
Wait a minute,
records
Back
of the
to
past
Sleep.
10 years.
Oh yeah, that shit. Now see, Chris got some.
That's-
That's
Yeah, he
yo,
does.
Chris
That
got
shit is
some
amazing.
shit.
But now
Back
when you
to
think
Sleep
of Chris
is crazy.
Back to Sleep, that is in my opinion, and this is coming maybe from the DJ world, but
Sleep.
Back to Sleep is bigger than Run It when I spin. I don't play Run It. I'll play Back to Sleep.
Well, Back to Sleep is
I'll
more
play Bad
current,
Girl.
too.
I'll play.
And it's
you know what I mean?
older.
Yeah.
I'll play a lot of those records in the club that women sing.
I mean, listen, it's a great debate. Nobody's wrong. You know
Yeah,
what I
it's a
mean?
good debate.
Number ones matter for sure, and cultural anthems matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because the goal is to have a number one that is a
cultural
cultural
anthem.
Correct.
Absolutely. 100%.
How was the process working with Summer Walker since her albums?
Yeah. Oh shoot, man. It was a roller coaster because she's just man. This is the only artist I've ever seen. Like she is the beginning of the new generation. Like I kind of feel like she's today's Mary J. Blige.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like from a
Just
emotional
getting started, as a young
emotional
Mary J.
perspective, like, you know, someone who has lived their life almost in the public.
I don't like when we do that though. But I get what you're saying. But I don't like when we do that.
Well, I wasn't comparing her
No,
like
no. But we just we set a bar for these people that's like that can't be touched. But I get it because we're trying to explain
Yeah.
what we feel this person is.
yeah, I was only making reference to that. Yeah, because
I get it.
I mean, Mary is just amazing.
But she is that for these young women. I see it. Like they have an emotional connection
Yeah, they
to Summer
mad.
and her music.
Yeah, they'd be at your house with yo, because they was giving me that work. But you know, I was, you know, I this album is really, really, really good in reference to what they're looking for. Did y'all see the track listing?
I just
Haven't
saw
seen it yet. I know it drops
yesterday.
tomorrow.
So it drops tomorrow, so I probably could say this. So Fourth Baby Mama.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Keeping it honest.
Like Fourth
Wow.
Baby Mama. And like that song was a song that it's gonna be interesting when y'all hear it. I don't wanna but Constant Bullshit. Just the titles alone.
We
Like-
know what it's about because we've seen it. Like I said,
Wow.
it's so relatable because we've seen
Wow.
her life. So, did you have to when you work with
You
her?
know what
Do
I'm
you
saying?
guys
A
sit
song
down?
called Constant Bullshit?
Do you guys sit down and have like real life conversations about what she has going on, and then you construct and work around that? How does that work?
This conversation, the way I work with her was a little different because Summer is a great writer too. She can really write. She hard. Summer's like one of them. Like she's kind of like, you know, she's. Man, I don't want to really say this. Maybe, I hope she don't get mad at me, but I think she's kind of a little bit of an introvert, and so you don't never know. I never knew what she was really feeling. I just would be like filling in the blanks. Like I'd be like, Summer, they want us to do this. She'd be like, I don't want to do that. I'd be like, okay, you do that, and then I'm gonna do this, right? And so that was really a great way of us working, and I never got in her way, and she never got in mine, right? And she was really beautiful about allowing me the opportunity to do my job too. You know what I'm saying? She didn't like some things, but we were trying to convince her. I mean, because you know, Summer's really still young. She's like 23, I think, 23, 24. So she's a really young girl, young woman. She just had a child, which, you know, she loves so much, and you know, just the that kind of was fucking with me. That was fucking with me too. Like, I kind of got in her world. You know what I'm saying? It was just like I felt compelled to do everything I could to fill in those blanks, right? And that's why I feel like I really love the album because it has such dynamics than the Over It album. It's called Still Over It. But you can, you know, Sierra's Prayer. Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Everybody went crazy over that.
Like
they
nuts,
want to know that
right?
prayer.
Yeah, or Bitter, like Constant Bullshit, like Fourth Baby Mama. Fourth Baby Mama was she didn't like that. She didn't like that because she was like, I ain't no damn fourth baby mama, but she really is the fourth baby mama. But you know who else fourth baby mama? I don't know if I was supposed to say this. I can't say that. But there's some other fourth baby.
I know who you. We all know who you talking about.
Yeah, but there's a couple other fourth baby mamas, and it's weird. But like, damn, think about it. Like, these are real prominent artists or prominent people.
Oh man.
But you know what? It was just so funny. I was just like, it's so funny. We in like in small talk and shit, we just be talking. But damn, fourth baby mama, that sound crazy.
I can't wait to hear the song. Let's not oversell it anymore, man. I'm ready to hear this.
Hey man,
I'm ready to hear this project, man. Still over it.
That's right.
Sean, always a pleasure, King.
Man, love y'all, man.
Appreciate you. Love
Congrats
you too.
on everything,
Absolutely.
too.
Man, this has been great, man. Appreciate y'all, man.
All right.
And,
Always
much
a pleasure.
success to y'all.
Thank you, brother. It's Sean Garrett. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.